Hey, it's Erin. We're 1 week closer to the Sacramento Pro and to the Bikini Olympia. Currently 4 weeks out from Sacramento and 8 weeks out from Olympia. There have been a few changes from last week to this week, and of course I'll share everything with y'all. Steps have remained the same, between 10,000 to 12,000 steps per day, and I like to do this in the form of 2 daily walks, nice and easy, first thing in the morning and in the evening, and of course in between I have trusty Fitbit and it will remind me at 10 till each hour to get up and get at least 250 steps in. So I try to get more movement throughout the day, and I think that this helps a lot with decreasing fat levels, especially if you put yourself in a caloric deficit and you keep your activity levels high. Now, calories have decreased from 2,300 to 2,180, nothing too crazy, but I have taken out 30 grams of carbs compared to last week. So current macros are 40 grams of fat, 180 grams of protein, and 270 grams of carbs. Now, I typically don't notice a little decrease in that carb intake, but as the weeks go on, as I get closer to stage, it seems like the leaner I get, the slower my recovery is, and strength levels tend to wane just a little bit. Strength levels are good now, so we'll see what happens. Maybe they won't, but I have a feeling they probably will. And then as far as training goes, I'm still doing glutes 3 to 4 days per week. And with that, 2 of those days are heavier days, and 1 to 2 of those days are lighter days, but they're higher rep, more supersets. Just trying to get a good pump, get that good mind-muscle connection. 1 upper body maintenance day, and the upper body maintenance day is important because I do want to maintain strategic size. So very important to have the medial or the side delts and those rear delts nice and full and nice and developed. And this is just to help balance the musculature from upper body to lower body. Also, it gives an illusion of a smaller waist. So really, really important to look objectively at the physique and see what can be done to create that balance, to create that flow, and to create that symmetry. And of course, from week to week, the body changes. So it's always important to note those changes, make adjustments in training if necessary. Now my weight is down 1.2 pounds. So I'm currently at, I have to look, 132.8, 134 last week. So weight is going in the right direction. Now I don't have a goal weight for stage per se, but based on progress pictures and feedback from Kim, my coach, I will adjust accordingly and get to the right stage weight or the right stage appearance. So I think as a competitor, it's really good to have a range, if you will, of what your stage weight should be, but always be open to just being a little bit above that or a little below that. If you look amazing, let's say target stage weight is 130 and you're at 131, but you can see the muscles, you have a very even level of leanness from top to bottom, and everything is complete, then I wouldn't stress too much about hitting that weight. Especially in bikini, we don't weigh in, so it's not important how much you weigh, but it is very important how you appear. So for this week's video, I'm training legs and glutes with the emphasis on glutes. So it's been my goal in this off season to really improve upper glutes. That's been my feedback pretty consistently, is more fullness in the upper glutes. And I'm happy to say that I'm achieving that. And of course, with bodybuilding, we're always in the pursuit of perfection, knowing that there's no way we're going to achieve it, but it's that pursuit that creates the joy. The joy is in the journey, right? So at Gold's Gym in Ocala, my parents were there. I went up to see them because they live in Ocala, of course, and my mom videoed the workout for me. So just a really great day. And if you haven't checked out Gold's Gym in Ocala, check it out. They have some amazing equipment. The atmosphere is great, and the people are just awesome. So without further ado, let's get in there and train. So we're here at Gold's Gym in Ocala. These are my parents. Ira and Gail, and my mom is the camera person today. So,
Go get them.
Let's start this workout with 3 sets of 10 reps heavy kettlebell swings. Now for the kettlebell swing, you want a slight bend in the knee as you're swinging the kettlebell down. As you're going up, think about pushing that kettlebell forward using just your glutes, a little bit of hamstrings, keeping that back nice and flat. If you have a tendency of squatting when you do these, you can always place a kettlebell in between your feet. That will help break that habit pretty quickly. Spine neutral, your arms are just there to stabilize. You're not pulling the kettlebell, pushing the kettlebell at all. You're simply guiding it. Our first weighted exercise is the booty builder. Now, if you don't have this machine, feel free to do barbell, Smith machine hip thrust, kneeling hip thrust. Even pull-throughs can be done in a pinch. Now for this exercise, make sure that the machine is set up according to your height. So make sure that backrest is right. Weight is pushed through the heels. Feet are about shoulder width apart, maybe a bit wider. Keep that chin tucked. Really important to keep the chin tucked. And think about really getting that good squeeze at the top. Keep your back flat and really control the negative. So important that you control the negative and get that really good squeeze at that mid-rep point. 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps here. Moving on to 45-degree back hypers. Now, I recommend doing this exercise first with no weight, trying these modifications. So, round your upper back. I know I look like a turtle. It looks a bit silly. Round your upper back, tuck your chin, and at that mid-rep point, think about tucking your pelvis forward. These 3 changes are going to really help you isolate those upper glutes. Then once you get that mind-muscle connection, go ahead and add the weight. 3 sets of 12 here. Notice my feet are low on the platform too. You can also turn your toes out for this exercise. You may feel it a bit more if you do that. Back flat. Really, really important to round that upper back as you reach that mid-rep point. Don't be afraid of looking like a turtle. This really, really works. And I'm controlling the weight on the way down. Moving on to the pendulum squat. I'm like a kid in a candy store here. I love all these machines. If you don't have this machine, you can do goblet squat or a cable squat, very similar. And for this particular machine, I've got my feet high on the platform and wide. And this is going to help isolate those glutes just a bit more. If you want to hit the quads, bring your feet down on the platform, push your weight through your toes. Really controlling the negative here. So I'm really focused on pushing through the heels and going nice and slow so I can work on my mind-muscle connection and really feel it. So I'm going to do 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps here. And toes are pointed forward, knees should be pointed forward too. Exhaling on the way up, inhaling on the way down. And it burns. If you've ever worked on those slow negatives, they burn, but they are so great for that mind-muscle connection. All right, moving on to abductors. I bring my own loop band. Now, the reason for this is as you perform an abductor exercise, what typically happens is that you get to that mid-rep point, the hips can slide forward, and this can take the emphasis off of the upper glutes and the abductors. So I'm almost belting myself in, keeping my body stationary, allowing myself to target those upper glutes, those abductors properly. Now, if you want to feel it just a bit more, you can point your toes. I'm not doing it here. I'm going pretty heavy on this exercise. So 3 sets of 20 to 25 and always controlling the negative. There's a tendency on machines to kind of just allow the weight to go back to the starting position. I want to keep that constant tension on both the concentric and the eccentric or negative portion of the exercise. All right, this machine was here, so I had to try it. I guess this is the butt blaster. Was not expecting the upper body to move, but here we are. So for this exercise, hips are square to the floor, so making sure that my hips are nice and flat, pushing the weight through the heel. If you don't have this machine, feel free to just do donkey kicks. You can also do your cable kicks. Now, as you're moving from right side to left side, make sure that you're performing the exercise exactly the same. Really, really important. So for this particular exercise, you can turn your toes out just a little bit if you want to hit more of the upper glutes. Again, with that constant tension, I'm doing 3 sets of 12 reps on each side. And just controlling
that was this week's update. If you have any questions or if there's something specific that you really want to see, please comment below. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and joining the Fit fam. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, train smart and train hard, y'all.